Well, hello everyone. Welcome to week 2 of Educational Technology 2. I hope you are having a good 3-day weekend and getting some much needed rest. For week 2, you will be building your own classroom website. Now, before I get started on that, some of you have already built your own classroom websites. If you have, then you're going to submit that to me for me to look at and grade accordingly, because you've already done the work and you can therefore prove to me that you know how to do it. Just remember, this has to be a website that you built, not somebody else that built it for you, not your tech person at school, but that you built. Okay, so if you've already built something, then you're going to be sharing that with me. If you haven't built something before, this is going to be a fun opportunity to try something new. It doesn't mean that you have to use it right now today. It just means that you're advancing in technology and learning how to do it. In my experience, what I love about learning new things like this in technology is I try to approach them all as a puzzle, so that when you get frustrated, it's more like you're learning how to solve something instead of getting worked up about it. So please take your time and relax while you work on it. Remember that you can get answers and video how-tos for everything related to building a website on the internet. And if you can't find the answer there, believe me, I will help you as well. So enjoy building that website. I've given you lots of great tips and places you can go to build it. I've shown you how to embed videos, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Just follow the directions, relax, have fun, don't stress. Having said that, there's all different ways that you can create online presence in the classroom. Most of you are at districts now where we do have our grades online. For my district, Long Beach Unified School District, we use School Loop, of course. And so we post grades there, but we're also able to send emails, write comments in the grades. We can post discussion threads for our classes, send them video links, documents. So there's a great way to create an online presence just by using the tool that your district already has in play. If you want to go past that and get a little bit more advanced, you can do things like starting to teach them how to digitally upload essays to sites like Turnitin.com, which is another one that I love to use, where not only can you have them upload essays and submit essays the same way you guys do for Blackboard, but you can also check for plagiarism, write them notes, allow them to do multiple attempts like Blackboard, which will of course prepare them for college. Now, some of you are teaching the younger babies, and if you are, there are other ways that you can implement technology into your classroom. Of course, the classroom website and the online grading, but they also love to watch you make videos for them. And if you're not doing flipped classroom, or if you're not doing a lot of video lessons right now, you can save it for when you have a substitute, and really just, it's hysterical. The first time that I made a video like this for my students and went ahead and did my lecture and told them specifically what I wanted them to work on for the day, and even like turned my head in the direction of certain people's seats and said, Francisco, I want you to control the computer cart and make sure that everything gets put back. And Eric, would you put the portfolios away? They were just stunned. And these were 11th graders. And my substitute, who's a good friend of mine, said, he texted me and he goes, it's so funny watching the kids watch you. It was like I was in the classroom. Everybody heard my voice. Everybody watched the video. And he said they were all just like nodding as if I was just standing there teaching. So that's a great way to create an online presence. And my students really do love it. And I use it more and more often when I do flipped classroom activities, where I create a YouTube video that they watch at home. They can watch it with their parents or their siblings. They can learn about it. They can discuss it. And then they come back to class prepared after watching the online video. And some people worry about equity with online, and that can be a problem. And you do have to check with that with your students. But today, so many kids have access to computers, Kindles, iPads, phones, anything that they can video stream on. That equity gap is definitely starting to diminish, and we love seeing that. So anyways, so those are just some examples. A few examples for you. Another thing that I have been doing with my students for the last few years, which has been really fun, is we've been doing an Instagram project. And I teach American history literature, and of course we talk about Walt Whitman. And Walt Whitman was described as a person who was able to create photographs with his words of that time period. And we see that when we read his writing. He's a cataloger that was able to create these great descriptions that give you almost a Polaroid, a snapshot of time. And so one of the ongoing projects that I've been doing with my students is the Walt Whitman Project. And it's where we study the poetry, the work of Walt Whitman. And when they find a line that they are particularly interested in, they hold that line and they wait for a moment when they feel that this Instagram snapshot they're about to take explores what Walt Whitman was saying within this particular line of poetry. And then they hashtag MHS Walt Whitman. And what's been really cool about that is that we've had alumni join in, we've had teachers join in, we've had parents, siblings join in, and it makes this great, beautiful online thread, this online quilt, basically, of Walt Whitman's poetry. So you can start doing things like that. Some people create Instagram accounts just for a certain class. Some people create private Facebook pages. There are ways to make things not public except for the members of that group for safety issues related to our students. You can also create a YouTube channel and make it private as well. And they can go there and they can submit videos or share videos. Our students and our program share their projects through the YouTube channel where everybody within that group can see them. So it's thinking outside of the box, figuring out what would work for your students at their age, at their grade level, and looking at safety and how you're going to monitor these things. And once again, deciding what's going to work for your classroom. What do you really want to monitor? And is it going to add to the class and add to the knowledge, or is it going to be something that you're stressing over? So good things to think about when you're thinking about creating an online presence. You have your discussion board this week. You're going to be talking in your discussion board. Let me pull it up here. It's about using a technique for your classroom, but I want to say it specifically. I had all my windows closed because I was working on my sound on my computer, trying to figure out why it's been going a little bit out of sync lately, and I think I'm going to have to do a little techie exploring when I get off here with you guys. And it says, after reading this week's article, 9 techniques for building solid parent-teacher relationships. Share one technique you use on a regular basis to build a solid parent-teacher relationship and why you use this particular technique. One that I love to use is I send my parents regular emails. And a lot of times, you know, parents get busy and then you don't hear from them until right before grading, and you get frustrated and they get frustrated. And so I'm not talking about like a checkup on an individual person, although you can do that. But I like to make videos like this for my parents. I like to send them emails. And I have found that over the course of the year, they really like getting these updates from me. It might be just me telling them about what we're reading or why we're studying what we're studying, or a funny moment that happened in class that we all enjoyed, or something that I'm concerned about that I'd like them to know about and maybe help me with, or something that I'm really proud of. The last video that I sent them was right before the holiday break. And I had sent them an article about stress in students and how we are seeing a rise in anxiety and anxiety medications in high school students. They're feeling very pressured all of the time, as I'm sure some of you know, as parents and as teachers and as mentors and coaches. And so I just sent them an article and said I thought you would think this was interesting, and then I told them why I was going to unpublish grades over the holiday break, and what I wanted the students to do: be with their families, rest and relax. And I got a bunch of wonderful emails back from parents, you know, just saying, you know, thank you for letting us know what's going on, and it was nice. And it's really easy to make these this type of communication a steady communication without getting into one-on-one long phone calls or long emails. Just a nice hello, this is what's going on in our world. So I hope this video gave you some good ideas about online presence. If you get into trouble, like I said this week, please just contact me, let me know. I'm looking forward to looking at everybody's presentations. I usually grade around Tuesday or Wednesday. On days that we do live virtual, I'll most likely have the class video up on Sundays, but on the days that we don't have live virtual, I oftentimes put them up on Mondays. So just know that. Feel free to contact me if you need me, and have a great week. I look forward to reading your new discussion board posts and seeing your websites. Take care.